Alright guys, hope everybody's doing well this Friday. So this is the word of the day. Word of the day today is an albatross. So it's a bird, it's a seabird, but in the poem, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, there's a character that kills an albatross while they're out at sea. And albatrosses were supposed to represent like luck, but since he killed it, the the crew like makes him wear it around his neck, and then gradually everything slowly goes wrong, and he has to watch it all. So this albatross becomes a burden to him. So albatross is something that causes deep concern or greatly hinders accomplishing a goal. And so the sentence would be his fame became an albatross, preventing him from truly experiencing happiness. So like basically it's something that you carry with you that prevents you from accomplishing something or from getting something done, uh, or from experiencing something. Science fact of the day: the 4% universe. So this is kind of interesting. So it's really 4.6% universe, but basically our universe contains only 4.6% of stuff that we understand fully. Um, so the atoms that we know exist from the periodic table seem to only comprise about 4.6% of our observable universe. Whenever scientists look out and look at the way galaxies move and how they interact with each other, there's a large percentage of gravitational mass that appears to be missing, and that's the dark matter. So basically, when they look at these galaxies, they can tell by the way they're interacting with each other that there should be much more mass than there is, but they can't see it because it's dark. They don't know what it is. It's not representing on any form of thing we can pick up. And it's not just because it's cold. If something's cold, we can still pick it up through radio waves. We're just not seeing anything. And then finally, there's this dark energy, which is most of the universe, and this is basically what's powering the universe's expansion. They don't know where it is, they don't know where it comes from, and so there's this almost 3/4 of the universe that we have no idea what's going on with it. Um, this is one that's kind of fun to take a YouTube dive into. I'm sure there's some YouTube videos that are very interesting on dark energy and dark matter. I know that Crash Course has a couple. But anyway, there you go. Science fact of the day. History fact of the day: pyramids. All right, so one of the things that always bothers me is people always are like, "Ooh, the pyramids were built by aliens." First of all, it's a little bit strange that we always attribute people that are not European, if they build something cool, they're like, "Oh, it was aliens." But anyway, nobody ever accuses the cathedrals of being built by aliens, even though those are fairly fancy and well beyond what you would think would be the skills of the time. But anyway, pyramids. So I'm going to show you, this is a progression of pyramid building that you can see they took it one step at a time. So they started building what was called a mastaba, and mastabas were basically just it's the Arabic word for table, but basically it's just this little rectangular structure that they built that they would bury somebody under. So that was the first stage. They built a mastaba, and then there's a few times you can see where they built a mastaba and then they put a little another mastaba on top. That ended up developing into what is known as a step pyramid. And so they basically just put a series of mastabas on top of mastabas on top of mastabas. Well, then somebody was like, well, let's smooth this out. So they built what is called the bent pyramid, and uh, you can tell what happened was is they started going up at this angle, and they were like, oh crap, we don't have quite enough building materials. So they switched the angle about halfway through, and that's the reason it's called the bent pyramid. There's actually records on the walls that indicate that that's what happened. And then eventually, they got it to where they could build it like the Great Pyramids of Giza. Um, and there's a progression that goes from mastabas to step pyramids to bent pyramids to regular pyramids, and then they get bigger. So unless aliens were hanging around for several hundred years, teaching them one step at a time, I feel like it's unlikely that aliens helped build the pyramids. And then finally, we've got Them by John Ronson. John Ronson's a lovely writer. He's very comedic, fairly funny. I don't know, kind of like a nerdy funny. Um, but basically, he insinuates himself with a bunch of extremists. So this is, I think he gets in with some, he gets in with a Muslim extremist in the UK. This was prior to 9/11, and then he gets in with some, I believe, KKK members. He gets in with some, oh, the people that were involved in like Ruby Ridge and stuff like that. Uh, and then he gets involved, Ruby Ridge and Waco, and then he gets involved with, at the end, Alex Jones. And the Alex Jones one is pretty funny. Uh, uh, Alex Jones sees conspiracies everywhere, and John Ronson, who I identify with, uh, doesn't see a conspiracy. He just sees something that looks really stupid. Anyway, it's a good book. It's fun. Not serious. It's just a very fun look at, basically, a fun look at crazy people. So, anyway, there you go. Word of the day, day 5.